you could make money on Amazon, I don't know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even better, right? In today's world, only the serious seller is going to survive on Amazon. Welcome to Search. This week we will talk about one of the most asked questions that we get on a weekly basis, which is, should I sell my products on Amazon? Now, when we're dealing with Amazon, again, there are different ways that you could sell your products on Amazon. You could do seller fulfilled prime, you could ship your own products, or you could do full prime by Amazon. On average, you're going to be paying anywhere from 12% all the way to 35-40% to Amazon for selling your products on Amazon. And the value of Amazon, again, is that the sales on Amazon can build cash flow for you. You're not going to have a crazy net profit, but your products will be able to move. So, Joe, when we speak with clients or even prospects who want to sell on Amazon, we ask them a series of questions. What are the top 3 questions you would ask a brand if they want to actually start selling on Amazon?
Yeah. So I would say question number 1 is, what are your margins, right? Because it might not make sense for them to sell on Amazon due to the 35-40% that they could potentially be giving Amazon. So that's question number 1. And right there off the bat, you'll know if it makes sense or not. Question number 2 is the product already being sold on Amazon? Are there other brands out there selling this already, or is this a unique product? Because again, you're going to have much more value if you own that ASIN and it doesn't exist out there. And then question number 3 is, do you have a presence outside of Amazon, right? Are you a brand that has already established itself outside of Amazon? Because now coming in to Amazon and Amazon alone, those days are over. Trying to be a new seller on Amazon, especially since most likely the products are already being sold there, it's not as it used to be.
Yep. So there's this integrated concept of e-commerce fulfillment, right? And we give this example a lot to prospects and everybody else that's listening to us, which is Facebook used to be a social media platform, and they started becoming a marketplace because now you can list your products on Facebook. And Amazon used to be a marketplace, and now they started becoming an ad platform, because when you list your products on Amazon in today's market, you have to do paid search on Amazon to push those products. So if you don't have visibility outside of Amazon as a brand, your new products on Amazon will probably be very difficult to sell. So if you don't have an integrated marketing plan, don't start selling on Amazon, because you're not going to make money. Amazon will make all the money because they're going to grab that 30-40%, especially if you're doing prime, and you will not be able to compete. Another thing that I would add is, if you're reselling other people's products, unless you have had these relationships for decades, or unless you have an exclusive distribution agreement with any one of the brands that you're reselling, you should not be selling on Amazon, because brands do not want other resellers selling their products on Amazon anymore. They want to control their brand. And this has been a lot more effective in the past 6 months to 12 months, where brands are really controlling or beginning to control their distribution on Amazon. And you have other marketplaces as well, like Walmart, Wayfair, House, Overstock, eBay still exists. So don't really get into Amazon unless you have a presence and unless you have this marketing visibility. You should not be selling on Amazon unless you are an existing brand and you have a marketing visibility outside of Amazon. The reason being is that you will not be able to make money on Amazon, because Amazon charges 30-40% in terms of commissions, and it will be very expensive for you to operate in that manner if you don't have any other revenue streams coming in from your website or from B2B or from your retail locations. Because of all of this, we have started building strategic partnerships with third-party logistics 3PL companies, with companies that provide online PR and online paid placement, because it's not enough to just list your products anymore. You have to have an integrated marketing process and a strategy to really penetrate the market. Average user now requires 26 touch points with your brand to be able to purchase from you. And that is very significant, because we always look at marketing as, okay, I spend $1,000, I get 1,000 people to my website, and I want 5% conversions on that, so I want 50 sales. Doesn't work like that anymore. The more brand touch points that you have to be doing retargeting. You have to be on Google Ads. You have to be on Facebook. You have to have a website that's available and you're providing your products for sale on your website. Then perhaps you have to be on Amazon. You have to be on eBay. You have to be on Overstock. The more coverage you have, the more visibility you're going to have and the more sales you're going to have. So from a branding standpoint, what does this change, Joe, when brands, and I'm talking about brands maybe that do more than 20, 30, 40 million dollars in annual sales, just e-commerce brands, do they have to be on Amazon now?
No, they don't. And
I mean, Nike can afford to get out of Amazon, but as a 20, 30 million dollar e-commerce brand, can I afford that?
I mean, it all depends. It really does. Again, it comes down to how you've built your brand off of Amazon. And it goes back to, do you have that presence out of Amazon? Because you could survive and you could scale, you could grow. And it also depends on, is your product unique? Is your brand unique? If it's not, then yeah, you might need to be on Amazon just to, continue selling a little bit more and getting that cash flow. But if it is a unique brand or a unique product, I think that you can survive off Amazon.
Unique product basically means if you are just another USB flash drive, it's going to be very difficult to penetrate that market on Amazon. But if you have this new cool pet product that solves a problem and all pet owners will love it, that niche product, that's what Joe is referring to when we say unique product. Now, if you are a brand already, and if you're doing more than, I would say, $5-10 million in annual sales, and if you are the manufacturer, and if you are the brand, that's the key word, and if you don't have your products on Amazon already, it will be very difficult for you to get into Amazon without knowing anything about Amazon. And it depends on how many SKUs you have. But what we recommend is we recommend partnering with a third-party logistics company so that they can help you with these operations, because they have cross-docking operations where you can just send them a container and a couple of pallets. They'll do the receiving in their warehouses. They'll prep it for Amazon. They'll ship it for Amazon. And you could do this entire fulfillment. There is such a thing as seller fulfilled Amazon. If you have the locations, you don't have to pay Amazon the 30-40%. You can pay them 12-15% and still show up as Prime, right? So third-party logistics companies know the relationships and know what they can play with, especially if you have products that weigh less than 5 pounds. We would definitely recommend that you partner with somebody like that.
Yeah, so when does it not make sense for a business to partner with a 3PL?
If you're selling really bulky items, if you're selling furniture, if you're selling anything, I would say more than 5 pounds, I think it doesn't make sense. It makes more sense to send it to Prime if you have the margins.
Yeah.
And if you have your own operations, and if you already have that overhead, if you're already spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a monthly basis, if not millions, in operations and warehousing, then it doesn't make sense for you to partner with a third-party logistics provider. But if you have never sold on Amazon, and if you are doing $5, $10, $15, $20 million and up, and you want that cash flow. Remember, Amazon's value was that you could make money on Amazon, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even better, right? In today's world, only the serious seller is going to survive on Amazon. Because if I'm a $10 million company, I'm just going to come in. I'm going to come in with a monthly budget on the ad spend on Amazon to push my products. I will work with their team. I will work with a third-party logistics, so I will be lean, and I will make money. I know that I will make money because I have the margins for it. I'm manufacturing this product. I'm the brand. I might have 60, 70, 80% margins, if not more. But if I'm just an average Joe and I went to China and I purchased $30,000 worth of products and I brought them here and I created a brand and I'm trying to sell, I'm not going to have enough room for advertisement. I don't have outside visibility. And with any e-commerce operation, you don't want more than 20, 25%. Even that's high. You don't want more than that much of revenue coming from one source. I mean, we have clients who have 90% of their revenue coming from Amazon, and they can't sleep at night. Yeah, so that's vulnerable. Why, extremely vulnerable. That's why you have to have an outside presence. So if you're asking yourself this question, should I sell on Amazon? Should I sell my products on Amazon? Should I become a seller on Amazon? Bear in mind that tens of thousands of new sellers are joining Amazon on a daily basis. How are you going to compete? And do you have the margins? We recommend that you have, you should be at least, and this is crazy, tripling or quadrupling your cost of goods sold on Amazon to make serious money. Or you should be at least doubling your cost on Amazon if you want to make 20%, 25% net profit. But if you're pulling in $1 million and you're net profiting, $250,000, that cash flow is the value of Amazon today. Not making anybody rich, not making you income. The cash flow is what's building it. That's it for today. If you have any questions, let us know, and we'll speak to you guys next week.